Shriya Pattnaik from BSc Economics first year section B. So today I'm going to be linking economic concepts like sunk cost fallacy, Giffen goods, marginal rate of substitution and elasticity to real life applications. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Have you ever continued doing an activity just because you spent money on it even though you didn't enjoy it?
Actually, yeah. So like after boards, there was like a free time period where I got enrolled into an art class, and then like I liked art, but I gave up on it because there were like gaps. I went to like trip and all, and then I came back. But my parents paid for it, so I had to like finish it.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. So this is classic sunk cost fallacy, where people continue investing time in activities that they don't want to pursue just because they spent money on it. Rationally, the decision should depend on future cost versus future benefit, but this shows how emotions like guilt or trying to get value for money can override those rational economic decisions. If the price of Maggi went up, do you think you buy less or do you think you buy even more because it's cheaper than alternatives like pizzas or burgers?
Honestly, I think I'd still buy Maggi or even increase the quantity of mine so I can, store it because alternatively, pizzas and burgers are more expensive than Maggi.
Yeah.
So, buying Maggi is generally cheaper and it fills me up. So,
Okay, thank you.
In this scenario, we can see that even as Maggi gets more expensive, the teen buys more as other alternatives become even less affordable, leading to higher consumption of Maggi noodles. This creates an upward sloping demand curve, which is unusual in economics but a characteristic of given goods. For this graph, the x axis measures the quantity of Maggi packets and y depicts the price. The graph marks 2 points, one with a lower price and lower quantity, and another with a higher price and higher quantity, highlighting this rare economic behavior.
Okay, if your Spotify subscription became 20% more expensive, would you still buy it? And at what point would you stop?
So if my Spotify subscription became 20% more expensive, I'll probably still use it because I use Spotify since the very beginning and I've been using that app, so I'll probably still continue my subscription.
Yeah.
But if it becomes more expensive than 20%, let's say doubles or becomes more expensive further on, I'll probably stop using it and I'll switch to Apple Music.
Okay.
Or other.
This answer shows inelastic demand at first, the person is willing to absorb a 20% increase. But they also mention a threshold value where their demand would become elastic. Elasticity isn't fixed, it depends on how much the price changes and whether people perceive substitutes is good enough. With this graph, the x axis measures the price change and y axis measures the demand level. This graph demonstrates the demand for Spotify is inelastic with small price changes but becomes highly elastic with larger increases in the price.
So if you had a budget of 500 rupees and you had to split it between chips and drinks, how would you split it and how would those preferences change if you spent most of your budget on chips already?
So if I have spent most of my budget on chips firstly, then I would give up some of the chips to get more drinks.
Yeah.
And if I haven't done that, because I like chips more, I would give up the drinks for the chips.
Okay, thank you.
Her answer illustrates diminishing marginal rate of substitution because the person's willingness to substitute drinks for chips decreases as the consumption of chips increases. For this graph, the x axis measures the quantity of chips and y axis measures cold drinks. The curve slopes downwards and flattens as the chips increase, reflecting a diminishing willingness to substitute drinks for chips.